Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel, as well as on the Slam Jam Wrestling Show YouTube channel, as well as all of the other social media platforms. So wherever you're seeing this, whether it is X, whether it is Twitter, that's the same thing. Instagram, we're not on Instagram. Great start, David. But whatever you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you smash that subscribe button, click that like, give us some comments because it's going to be a wild ride. This is our prediction show where we will give some predictions for Elimination Chamber. We're just before AEW Revolution, and as usual, there has been some things happening in the wrestling world recently. And we're also going to find out who our Slam Jam champion of the week is. So let's meet the guys, starting with Corey. Say hello to the people.
Hey, folks, how's it going? My name's Corey. I am in the wrestling capital of the world, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, home of Edge, Christian, and Val Venus moved pretty close to here too. He was a good.
Yeah, is Val Venus Canadian?
He is. Yeah, very. From
Orangeville. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, speaking of my favorite Canadian, Gav, say hello to the people.
Love maple syrup over here. Hi. Hi, people. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Good. We're doing good. And Dev, how are you doing?
Hey everyone. I'm doing good, thank you.
Amazing. So, guys, look, like I said, I have made notes for this show. There's been all kinds of things happening in the wrestling world. So, like, you know, we can perhaps go over some of the bullet points. First of all, who has seen or knows what happened on this week's Raw? Yeah. What about Dynamite this week?
A little.
Yeah, a little. Like, this is the thing. This is Wednesday, so Dynamite in the UK was just 4 hours ago. It's insane. Right. But there's lots of interesting stuff going on. So, first of all, breaking headline. Apparently, Sylvester Stallone will be part of this year's WrestleMania. Predictions for how he may be involved. Or maybe this might be rumors still at this stage.
Hang on a minute. Say psych.
Psych. Right, okay. No, I think it's in Philadelphia, right?
Right.
So they're going to have the iconic shot of him running up steps and all of that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to have Cody running up the steps with... Yeah. And he's going to get up to the top and he's going to be, hey, Rocky, and then Dwayne will be stood there.
I was going to say it'll probably be Jey Uso and he'll get to the top and be like, yeet.
Yeah, it could be. Yeet.
I just heard about Sylvester Stallone having his daughters taught by Navy SEALs in self-defense. Wow. So maybe they will be featured and he will be their manager. You know,
I hope so.
He'll be in the corner being like, hey, Rock, or whatever. I assume all of his daughters are named Rocky, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be in the corner of Dwayne.
Oh, yeah. True. Yeah.
Then you can literally do the quote.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sorry. Yeah. I think they're going to involve Austin Creed, Xavier Woods somehow.
Ooh.
Because of his TNA gimmick.
Oh, yeah. He was Consequences Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's something that Xavier Woods would be all over. But I can imagine he's the kind of guy that would go up to Sylvester Stallone and be like, look at this picture of my old cosplay, you know? And Stallone will be like, who is this kid? Yeah.
Stallone's pretty good, I think.
Okay, how about Sylvester Stallone versus Stone Cold Steve Austin? Rematch from the Expendables.
What?
Austin broke Stallone's neck in the making of that movie.
Could be.
Could be. Okay, so yeah, I think they'll probably just have him. My boldest prediction, what I think they'll actually do if Stallone is involved, will literally just be you'll hear his voiceover, and then it's just going to show him at the top of the steps and Cody running up. That's it. And it's going to be like, and this year in Philadelphia, it's WrestleMania, you know, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
Who was the actor that did it last time? There was an actor in one of the.
Kevin Hart.
Was it Kevin Hart? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, he played Rocky in the last
He
movie?
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome
yeah.
stuff. So, guys, let me just ask: is there any amazing hot topics that, before I go on to any further headlines, what's on your mind?
John Cena has an OnlyFans.
What?
What? Why am I not subscribed to this? No, okay. Why does he have an OnlyFans?
Because he's pretty hot.
Is this real? Because I'll look it up if it is.
Oh, your search history is going to be in the gutter, David.
Right, John Cena.
Yeah.
Oh my
true.
God, John Cena joins OnlyFans. Oh my gosh.
That's not the only controversial thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, his comments on
Yeah.
Vince on Howard Stern. Was that yesterday, 2 days
Yeah,
ago?
so let's just give a bit of context to this. So
Yeah.
Cena was on Howard Stern, as I understand it. And then the quote, which everyone has just taken just the clip of the quote, was basically like, oh, I love Vince, but I like accountability too. But he still says he loves Vince. So will it be that John Cena has just made it so that we won't see him anymore as well?
But do you know what?
No reaction.
We have to take it into context here, because like the guy's been with him for so long, and he's made so much money with him. So there's that side. Maybe he's separating the two. So
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, I think
Well,
Randy Orton got. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Corey.
I was just going to say that Randy Orton was also asked about this situation, and he handled it a bit more delicately, or like he basically was like, "Well, it makes me sick what I've heard." So, and not so many words, but he didn't like he did admit that Vince made me a lot of money, and of course I wouldn't be where I would without him. But also these accusations and stuff are awful and makes me sick. So like I think that is the better way to do it. But I mean I think that John Cena is such a company boy that he's just he won't. He never would.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, it's going to be difficult for any of them, because if they would just be like, I always knew that Vince was bad, it'll be like, well, why didn't you do anything? You have to sort of be like, well, I didn't know. Yeah. And then, like, one of the other headlines, I guess, that I just saw was that in the WWE 2K24 video game, apparently Brock Lesnar is still going to be in it because it's going to be out in a few weeks. Okay. But he won't be a playable character. So I think that's crazy, because they've literally just elevated him to the final boss.
Exactly that. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's. Yeah, I don't know if there's like been a wrestling game since like the 1980s where there's been a character you take on that you can't play as.
Who is the one in the 80s?
Oh, well, like WrestleFest, it would have you. Well, okay, I'll give you this example.
Yeah.
On the Commodore Amiga, there was WrestleMania. It was literally just called WrestleMania. You should check out this game. Look, here is a Commodore Amiga, and you can play as. Yeah, I've got everything to hand, Corey. Right, so this is a Commodore Amiga, and this is a mini one. It would fill up the whole screen if I had the full-size one. Though. And you could play as the Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, or the British Bulldog, and then you would take on Mr. Perfect, Sergeant Slaughter, Ted DiBiase,
Andre,
and one other, but they weren't playable.
Mountie? Was it?
No, I don't think the Mountie was in it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to fact check this.
Yeah.
I really don't think it was the Mountie, but I could be proved wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely Mr. Perfect. Definitely.
Interesting.
Slaughter, I think, was the final boss because he was champion at the time. But yes, but nowadays you don't get it, so that there's a wrestler that's in the game that you can't play as.
That's so strange, yeah.
You'd think that, but I distinctly remember it was 2008 or something, where Hurricane Helms was a character, but you couldn't play as him.
What?
What's up with that?
Corey, I was about to say that.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, during Rey Mysterio's Road to WrestleMania mode, you face Hurricane Helms, and he's not a playable character.
That's wow. Who's that jumping out the sky?
Yeah. Okay, well, there we go. So, so much for my theory on that. But I think it's irregular. I don't think it happens often. So, but yeah. So, like, here's the thing, though. So, Brock got named and chained, or I don't even think he got named, but he's clearly so far on the outs with everything.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about like Brock and Vince, and they were sending naughty texts or whatever without going into the details of it, is it feels like there's going to be other people that come to light. And, so hearing Cena sort of saying, oh, but I like him, and it makes you wonder, like, who else they're going to uncover at some point.
I don't want to cast aspersions without having any evidence, but that Bastion Booger guy, he looks the type,
Wait, hang on. Didn't he pass away?
Yeah.
Like, literally the one person you're going after is the one man that can never defend himself.
Although one person who's been named and like in not this court case but the other one, the Ashley Massaro one, was Laurinaitis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thick as thieves, those guys. Yeah.
He knew, but he did nothing. Is basically what she was saying.
I mean, I actually heard that someone else knew something about that, but I literally read it a couple of years ago, so I'm not gonna.
I was going to say it just broke. Was it this week that it was Stephanie as well?
Yeah. Well, okay, so that too. Yeah. So I don't know. It feels like the timing of the sale of WWE. It could have maybe this was that they knew this whole storm was coming, and they were like, we need to do something to move so many pieces just so that the company will survive. Yeah, like the biggest scandal that's ever going to hit it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oof.
We're not even supposed to be talking about this right now. That was part of the reason why The Rock came in. So
that's right.
That's like,
if you smell
Men in Black.
Yeah, but like the weird thing with that is The Rock came in and he was literally stood there next to Vince on that day. Yeah. So if that was their plan, then like I think like genuinely, when this first happened, I was like, well, Dwayne's going to run away now and not be seen. But he's kind of, I think, taking it on as like, I will save this. Because look, this is my conspiracy theory. I say it again. Nick Khan was Dwayne's childhood friend. Yeah. The Rock suddenly is buying the XFL, and now he's on the board of directors, and the next day Vince is gone. Literally, this is just a power play so that Dwayne The Rock Johnson will own the WWE by the time it is 2025.
This would be the greatest payoff for the Triple H and Rock storyline by taking this inherited company.
Do you know what? Here's something that's weird, and correct me if I'm wrong again. Like, The Rock and Triple H was never a WrestleMania match, was it?
No.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Well, WrestleMania 2000, the Four Corners.
Oh, yeah. But you got the Big Show just sort of stinking up the match, and Mick Foley with the worst ring rust after 1 month I've ever seen, to be fair. Right. But they never had a one-on-one singles match at WrestleMania, which is just ludicrous.
True.
Yeah.
And it's too late for Paul. He's
never say never.
Never say never. Ooh,
yeah, I was gonna say we saw AJ and The Undertaker in a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, look, Steve Austin came back after like 17 or 19 years and wrestled.
What?
So
yeah. And plus, don't forget, Triple H's mentor is Ric Flair, who doesn't know how to quit.
That's right.
Say that again, Dev?
Triple H's mentor is Ric Flair, who doesn't know how to quit.
Hey, speaking of Ric Flair, maybe he's going to be put in that Sting Darby match. Revolution, baby.
Well, okay, so a sad thing I read was Sting apparently wasn't on Dynamite because his father passed away.
Oh.
He did a pre-recorded, he did a backstage segment. So
okay,
and they addressed that. They addressed it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's super sad for Sting. Literally on that. I think there's like a week until the pay-per-view, and I expect this won't change anything, and he'll still do it.
What? Did you hear about Kevin Nash being barred from ringside?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean barred from ringside?
Well, he wanted to Yeah, well, so like Sting had asked Kevin Nash to appear or to be in the audience at least, and
Yeah.
WWE said no, you can't.
He's on the Legends deal, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Like he's just look, he's one of Triple H's boys. Yeah, he's like, no, you can't go and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The click, baby.
yeah.
Yeah. So, who do you think's gonna win that match? You think Sting's gonna
I was just about to ask you who goes over.
retain the
Sting
title?
hasn't lost, has he? He hasn't lost. He's
Sting
undefeated,
hasn't
isn't he?
lost, but he's now a tag team champion. So
But
I
the
think
thing is,
you go
what
for
I
it,
was-
Gav.
Sorry, I was going to say is Sting's pretty old school, so he'll probably want to go out on his back. But will Tony Khan let him?
Maybe
I mean-
not, but like what do you do with Darby with one? Unless you're going to use it so Darby then brings in a new tag team partner.
What I was going to say is what AEW always loves: a tournament afterwards. You know?
Yeah, a tournament to decide Darby's new tag team partner.
Yeah,
But can't they
yeah.
just like if they do it really slyly, they could just swap out Sting with Danhausen, and a lot of the fans won't be able to tell the difference. It's
That would be
basically the
incredible.
same makeup.
Yeah.
It would-
Incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is his moment.
It's a very nice, very evil plan, David.
Yeah, exactly. But
Who's going over?
well, the Young Bucks are.
Yeah, the EVPs rather. They're
Yeah,
the EVP trigger.
absolutely. Okay, so we got a couple of comments, which let's go to the comment section because I often forget. Okay, depending on what other names are revealed, and if that leads to Dwayne taking over from the current regime, do you think that could lead to the WWE Forbidden Door being fully open? So, what if Dwayne takes over? If Triple H and the McMahon crew are fully out, would Dwayne do the Forbidden Door with Tony Khan? I think no.
I'm not sure.
I don't think. Look, Dwayne The Rock Johnson wouldn't even share the screen with Shazam. He only wanted Superman. So there is literally no way
Do
he
you know
would
what?
lower himself to Tony Khan.
Right now, I'm thinking of the business side of Rock, and he was there saying about reaching out to all over the globe. You know, with that stretch, would
Yeah.
that do it? I'm not sure. It could.
I don't know, David. Maybe next week in Winnipeg, sponsored by Shazam, Power of the Gods. They're going to release a new title. Tony Khan's famous announcements. And it's going to be a WWE cross promotion. You know, maybe.
Could
Definitely
be,
not.
could
Definitely
be.
not. Definitely not.
I don't see. it
Yeah,
happening.
but okay. So look, guys, let's come to one of my other headlines. I know we've
Okay.
done them all. It was a boring week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
okay. So let's go over some of the things from Raw and also going into Elimination Chamber. The wrestlers are in Perth. I saw a video from earlier today. Austin Theory, basically telling like a journalist he was gonna punch his lights out or knock his head off or something.
You know what? He done it in a nice way as well.
But like, yeah, the thing is, in Australia, because I saw something with Grayson Waller and LA Knight promoting Elimination Chamber a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, so isn't all this wrestling fake? Can you do a move on me? And LA Knight was like, what? No. But Grayson Waller like stood up and he knew how to handle it so that it didn't just make it look awkward. It was like, no, I'm a wrestler. I'm a tough guy.
Yeah.
And then Austin Theory, again, I think did the right thing today. You know,
And
he
the thing
basically
is,
was like, you don't know what you're doing. You think you're a big man in front of your crew. I would destroy you.
and the thing is, they get leeway to do that because they're heels. So they can actually do that. Whereas Knight is a new face kind of thing. So I don't think he's coming across that way.
But like LA Knight, like he's got the cocky sort of like he's a heel even though he's a face sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think he could have, but I think he just looked flummoxed. I think he just didn't know what to say. And this was a few weeks ago. But I think Austin Theory came up with just the right thing because there's no way they wouldn't have used that on their TV channel. Because it will just be, wow, one of the WWE wrestlers, I questioned if it was fake, and then he threatened to kill me.
Yeah.
That's still a news headline. That's the right way to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But is Knight winning the chamber? I don't think so.
No.
It's got to be Drew, isn't it?
It has to be Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come on to the predictions. for Elimination Chamber. I have got up the list of matches here. But yeah, like
There's only
Dr.
four-
D,
there's only four
David
matches.
Schultz.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestler dealing with a journalist, David Schultz is the example of how to do it all. Just like literally
Definitely.
knock them out,
Yeah.
smack them around the face. So in terms of this is crazy. In fact, it
Four.
says 4 matches.
That's it.
Mm.
Revolution's got
shit.
And the other thing is, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
go on.
Australians missing from that card.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, eh?
Okay, well let's go with what we've got. So Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. It has to be Rhea.
Man, they're just pretending like it already is.
I was
all
gonna
the
say.
promos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They did like a slight tweak of it. I think
Mm.
when Raquel won her match, she said, "You guys are forgetting about Nia." It's like, well, everybody forgot about her, so that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That match is already set, isn't it? Becky and Rhea.
That's So Becky's winning the chamber, Rhea's winning
Yeah.
the match. That's half the. We already know half the card.
Yeah.
I know I say this every single week on this show nowadays. I really can't stand Becky Lynch. I watched her promo on Raw.
Her backwards
And-
cap promo.
I
You
can't
like the
remember
hat?
what it-
Yeah. Yeah. that
Oh,
was a bit weird.
yeah, like it's lines like that. It would
Hi,
just felt like
chai. Hey there, folks.
Yeah, oh.
Becky Lynch.
no. I did not like that promo.
She's
at
still
all.
a bit quirky, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I think her stock has come down a little bit. No one's really
Well,
as invested as they used
Yeah.
to.
Like, well, it's because it's been an interesting journey for her because
Mm.
what really made her, not saying that people didn't care before, but it was Nia blooded her.
Yeah.
And she was on the verge of getting the match with Ronda then, which
Yeah.
then couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And so then, like, wow, this has to happen for WrestleMania. It was like the perfect storm of events to elevate her
Yeah.
to like not just a title match, but a WrestleMania main event that she wasn't scheduled for.
No.
And that was fine. But then obviously like the pandemic happened. She had a baby. She came back, I think, straight into being a heel.
That's right.
And that was fine. I didn't mind her as a heel, but her return to being a baby face, I just kind of don't like her the way she comes across on TV. I'm just sort of sick of her. Like, because it's like this overconfidence, which I know a wrestler should be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like everyone
Arrogance.
understands that she's the best. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I ever really did.
No. I get exactly where you're coming from because I felt the
Yeah.
same way. And I really like Becky,
Me
but
too.
at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm not feeling her at the moment at all.
I'm sure I'd have a fun time in an Irish pub with her. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
with her and Seth, they've got the same gimmick. They're basically Pokemon trainers in real life.
they are like Gok Kwon,
Yeah.
the way they dress.
Yeah.
You know, so
True.
yeah, absolutely.
But who else could win that match? Nobody, right?
What?
For the female chamber.
You got Liv,
Raquel?
Liv Morgan
Liv.
Raquel, yeah. But
Bianca, but I think
I was so
Bianca can
annoyed
do
on
some things.
Raw where like
all the women came out.
no, I was gonna say the Battle Royal, right?
Oh yeah.
So the last chance Battle Royal, Raquel Rodriguez won. When I saw Chelsea Green getting on at the end there,
That
I was
would've
like,
been great.
yes, it's happening. But then they
She's
did
brilliant.
the Santino Royal Rumble finish, where it's
Yeah.
like, there's this one more person. Nah, no chance.
Chelsea's brilliant.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
been
brilliant.
doing good. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to argue that Chelsea doesn't need to be in the chamber.
No,
Where
no,
does
she
she
doesn't.
need to be then?
She's good enough.
But you know what? She'll be entertainment in there, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She would have elevated it. She doesn't
Yeah.
need it, but the chamber maybe does because
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
really excited about anybody else because it's a foregone conclusion. Most of the card is a foregone.
But like,
conclusion.
so where does Chelsea Green go to WrestleMania? There's just going to be like the Mae Young Battle Royal or something.
Probably something like that.
She's going to get, I think she's going to pull the whole, can I speak to a manager and get herself a match by literally like asking for it.
She's gonna wrestle Sylvester Stallone's daughters.
Boom. Do you know what? I think there's a chance that prediction could come true in some way. Sylvester Stallone there be like, well, here's my daughters, and Chelsea Green comes out. And then we'll be
Yeah.
like, shit, Corey was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I do, you owe me 20 British pounds. All right.
Spoiler.
That's like half my money, Corey. What are you doing? To me?
That's like 300 Canadian. So
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
Okay,
How
so
much local bread?
Davey in the comments, who I swear isn't me, says Zoe should have got in the chamber match. She has a ton of potential, and that would have been a great showcase for her.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly, like, so I think like Becky, they're already talking like Becky's won.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because like Tiffany's obviously recently in there, so it's not going to happen. But there is a bit of interest because it's something new.
Yeah.
Liv is recently back from injury.
We see the moonsault off the chamber.
Hey.
That'd be pretty sick.
I hope not. I genuinely hope not, because
it seems she's
yeah. Like I don't think someone coming out of like NXT should be doing something like that, because like when do they practice that from that height?
No, I think so. I would give it to her. That would actually put a spark under her. Like,
I think
if they can do it safely, for sure.
If it was Io, she could do it, but not Tiffany.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, I just remember, because you think the chamber is pretty high, and I just remember Cody Rhodes' moonsault to Wardlow, which just looked like, jumping over a bridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, I think that's a foregone conclusion there.
See, my problem with Zoe Stark being in the chamber is the type of wrestler she is. You need to give her the Shayna Baszler treatment, where she needs to take out everyone.
Yeah, because that's what, I was going to say that, because Shayna won, what was that, 2 years ago or something? She just demolished everybody, and that was cool. But then they just wasted that potential. It was nothing.
Yeah.
There's no follow up, no follow through, no she looked like a monster, and then they're just like, you don't.
I think she needs repackaging, Shayna.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she needs something completely new, but it'll be difficult to give her something, because what she has is based on who she actually is.
Right.
So it's going to be difficult to try to fit her into something completely new. But speaking of repackaging, actually, I read a story earlier, which I'll come to in a second. Couple of comments here. First, Davey says Davey is Stampede Sports Select. So shout out to Stampede Sports Select and Davey there. But also, Jimmy Messer says, loving your totally real, not fake home, Gav. So, loving your virtual background.
Good. It's nice. Yeah,
you don't want to see my real home right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But we've discussed, I think, the men's chamber, the women's chamber.
Well, let me just do this quick segue here, Corey, just because I read this earlier. Randy Orton apparently wanted to come back with a fresh coat of paint at the Survivor Series, and he wanted to get rid of voices as his theme.
Yeah.
And this was only decided on the 11th hour, according to what he said here. And he said that he'd got like a new look, he'd got kick pads and stuff, and it's a great quote if I can find it, where he says, "Let me try and change my look. In the 11th hour, it was like, what am I doing? I'm going to look like some old guy who changed his clothes." And I just think that's a brilliant quote. Because I guess, I don't know, it almost feels that made me instantly think of Jericho when he said it. But he obviously always changes his look, the pain maker and everything else. But yeah, so Orton decided to come back just with a classic look rather than mixing it up there. But I thought I'd give that segue talking about repackaging people. But yeah, Corey, you were saying about the men's chamber match.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be Drew, right?
Has to be.
Yeah, there's nobody else that would win.
He's killing it on social media at the moment, isn't he?
He's what?
He's killing it on social media.
Yeah. He posted that old meme.
Yeah,
and then it got a lot of heat. And then there's the last match is the British Strong Style, but they're not called that anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Called New Catch Republic.
New Catch Republic.
Why would they?
I don't know. It's a terrible name. So we've got Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, who is no longer Butch.
Yeah.
So
repackaged.
Yeah, he's just
fresh meat.
Actually, I'll tell you something. I actually saw Butch and Cody wrestle in my hometown. I might have mentioned this before.
Wrestle each other.
Yeah, brilliant match.
Just outside a pub, or where were they? What's going on?
No, it was like in Stevenage at the Gordon Craig Theatre, and brilliant match.
A theater show. That's good.
Yeah.
That reminds me, in 2007, I accidentally created the greatest faction ever. It was British Strong Style, which is Tyler Bate, Butch, and Prince Seven, and the Elite in one group photo.
Oh,
Well, who from the Elite?
Kenny Omega and the Bucks.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
they were in
classic.
Wolverhampton like 7 years. 7 years ago now.
wow. Incredible.
Wow. Yeah.
But is it Judgment Day, or is it going to be British Strong Style?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day should win it.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I like Pete Dunne, I don't think he should be going in as tag team champion to WrestleMania.
No.
It feels like the tag team titles will just be pre-show if that's the case.
Yeah.
I think that it'll be pre-show if it's Judgment Day too, to be honest, because they're not doing anything with those titles.
I
They
think,
should be sleeping on them.
and I think we touched on it last week. I
Yeah,
have a
go on.
feeling it's going to be a Sammy KO.
Oh yeah, a rematch. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it could be, or the other thing, which I think we said, that Judgment Day, Awesome Truth at WrestleMania, because
Oh, yeah.
if you don't do anything with Truth and Judgment Day at Mania, then what have they been doing all this for like 2
Yeah,
months?
I'd be
And I
happy with
stand by
that.
my cash in.
Sorry, what's that, Gav?
I was going to say I stand by my cash in that I mentioned last week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, yeah, like Damian Priest, he's had that briefcase too long now. Starting to feel pretty heavy in those hands. He needs to do something about that. But I think just coming back to the men's match, like with both Elimination Chamber matches, which obviously is now just become the second Royal Rumble to decide who's going into Mania kind of event, is I always find it interesting of what happens to these guys after this match. Because when you have like 6 people lined up that they can potentially be going to the main event of WrestleMania, what do you do with them when they're not?
That's when
No.
you build the story in the chamber.
Yeah.
Now that's a good point. They could certainly start to get some stuff out of this. So obviously in this match we've got Orton, who's going to need a prominent match at Mania. Lashley didn't even get a match at Mania last year, so
That's right.
and I feel that he's still, once he's out of this picture, I don't know where he fits into. LA
What's their
Knight.
names?
Sorry?
What's that new with Paul Ellering?
Oh, the Final Reckoning or some
Whatever their names. I can't remember it. But
Final Countdown or something.
The Legend
Final
of Doom.
Countdown.
I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, they could do something with them, but again, that feels like pre-show fodder if they do that. Which, when you consider 2 years ago, Lashley, or maybe it was 3 years ago now, like Lashley was literally in a main event opening match, but world title match, retaining against Drew at Mania. It just feels like they dropped the ball, and it's a shame to do that. LA Knight.
Yeah.
If they don't come up with something cool for WrestleMania, again, they may start to drop the ball. Because
I was going to say, has his star come down a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do you see Knight going against at Mania?
AJ.
AJ?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Here's a bold prediction: LA Knight won't have a match at WrestleMania, and instead he'll be the host.
No, that's CM Punk.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
CM
gonna
Punk?
say,
Is he announced as
it's
the
gotta be.
host?
It's got to be.
I mean,
gotta
yeah,
be.
like that makes it okay. So LA Knight is the host of Night 1 then.
It's got to be 2 nights.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want a TNA triple threat. Lashley, LA Knight, AJ.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I was just about to say, I was going to say an AJ, but CM Punk's wife, AJ.
Oh.
AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
who was in the first ever Elimination Chamber?
Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Go on.
Right. So Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam. Shit, I don't know actually.
Booker T.
I'm stuck off this.
That's right.
Who'd you say?
Booker T.
That's right.
Oh, Booker T. Who
Couldn't dig
else?
it.
Scott Steiner?
Oh.
Was he?
Oh,
No.
Goldberg wasn't in it, was he?
No.
Raw is
Jericho,
That's it.
and there's one more though, right?
One more, isn't he?
yeah. He's a mayor now.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
right.
How about that? I mean, I remember that because obviously Michaels won the world title there because it started with Triple H almost getting killed by Van Dam.
Yeah.
And then what happened in the middle was a little bit more of a blur.
Yeah.
I like the chamber match though. I like the concept of it. So
I love it, but I was gonna say I hate how they've made all of these gimmick matches into their own premium live events. You know, it was fun when it was like just a one-off thing, like Survivor Series, we're gonna have a elimination chamber match. But now they save all these big.
No, Corey, I really love the July Punjabi prison pay-per-view. It's great.
I can't wait for that one. Yeah.
That has to be the worst kind of cage match ever, right?
Yeah,
you can't see what's going on. You can't see what's going on.
No.
It's like there was bamboo or whatever, 2 layers. It's just like you may as well have just had them in a room.
But how else
I was going to say something. You know, when you're a little kid, if my dad and mom's watching this, wasn't me. But when you turn the TV on and the certain channels were scrambled, that's kind of what it's given.
Yeah. Wow. What, Great Khali? I knew it.
You know.
And also the first Punjabi prison match, because they've done it 2 or 3 times, right? Great Khali didn't actually wrestle, did he?
Taker and Big Show.
It was Taker and Big Show, but it was meant to be Khali.
What I'll say is, David, arguably, the Great Khali has never wrestled a match.
Okay, but you know what? I am a big fan of the Great Khali.
Yeah.
And when he won the world title, I was like, I don't care if it's not he's not the most enjoyable wrestler to watch. I believe that he could be world champion if he chose. Yeah. And the evidence is that when Jinder was world champion and the last time they did a Punjabi prison match, Khali came out at the end and he just took the world title and decided, I'm posing with it. And there was not, and Jinder just had to stand there.
And didn't reach for it.
It was like this. Come on. And look at this. We're heading towards WrestleMania and they're still hindering the Jinder. There has been no Jinder.
Yeah. They do have a T-shirt that says that now, David. So
really,
you got to get
Although,
it.
I just looked it up. The first match was supposed to have Khali in it, but then he got liver disease. So
yeah,
Big Show took his place.
Wow.
Gosh, that was a bit of a come down, wasn't it? But,
yeah. Okay, per Fightful, apparently, this news coming in from the comments. AEW to hold Forbidden Door at Arthur Ashe in June. So Arthur Ashe, is that the one where they had like 20,000 people?
Mm-hmm.
They're putting a lot of faith into this Forbidden Door.
Wow.
Because like they've got Ospreay, and we assume that Okada is coming over anyway. So like, obviously there'll be a bunch of others, but they're 2 of the biggest guys that they've already taken from New Japan anyway.
Yeah, like who else can they? They say Forbidden Door. Would it still be in GPW like New Japan though?
That's what I was going to ask.
I think it has to be. Like if they were to do a Forbidden Door with another company, I think that would seem weird.
TNA.
But like TNA are in bed with WWE.
Yeah, I don't know.
But see, with the whole like everyone like retiring, getting injured and stuff, who does NJPW have left?
So Okada's gone to AEW, right?
We're not confirmed.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
But Okada's out. Ospreay is out.
Ospreay's wrestling at Revolution, so he'll by the time it's June, Ospreay will just be an AEW guy.
I haven't watched in a long time, but is Naito around still?
Yeah, Naito's around.
So maybe
Ibushi's like too injured to do anything at all. And like Jay White's, what is Jay White doing?
AEW.
Jay White is a Ring of Honor Trios Tag Team Champion at the moment, is he not?
Really?
because it's the whole look, guys. It's in the name of tonight's episode. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang are like kind of running wild in AEW and Ring of Honor. So
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah.
So.
I love the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, but I think that Billy Gunn is just like, no, I'm sick of pushing these kids. I want to push my own kids, and that's what's the slow transition to.
yeah,
they tried to heel turn earlier with him, right? They tried like pulling him out of the gang. They tried making him a bad guy, but people just love the act too much that they put him back together. But I feel like Billy's like, now it's time for my boys.
Yeah. But my favorite thing probably from like the last year with that was that obviously Billy was there, and at a certain point he probably turned to his sons. He's like, "Sons, now this is about me."
Yeah.
And like literally he dumped his kids to become trios champions. And the biggest
for
pay-per-view.
Sure.
Biggest move of his career, though.
Well, yeah. Do you know what? Like the interesting thing about that. And I'm sure Billy Gunn does care for his children deeply. I'm not questioning that. But when you look at his win-loss record on their website, like Billy Gunn should be getting world title shots. His record is insane.
His sons are insane too, right?
Let's bring this up. I check in on this every so often just to see if Billy Gunn is still just winning every. Like they don't do dark anymore, but
saying that though.
Yeah,
shouldn't Sting be up there too?
That's right.
Sting should have been getting a world title shot. But okay, so let's bring this up a second. So here we see Billy Gunn. His career record is 73 wins and 16 losses.
Wow,
it's literally
curiosity. How many wins has Sting got?
It's like 14 or something, or maybe it's 16 now. But it's like 0 losses. So P.S. Sting. 28 wins.
Boom, there you go.
Jesus. Wow, I have not seen 28 Sting matches. I've missed some along the way.
Sanjay Dutt's got only 2 losses. Oh,
2 losses. It feels so weird. Like Sanjay in my mind still feels like he's a young cruiserweight, but he's, you know, obviously he's not. Time has moved on.
Speaking of moving on, have you heard of the Minoru Suzuki and Maki Ito match? Isn't that
that is ludicrous. That is ludicrous. Like,
did you have the graphic, David?
Okay. Let's see if I can find this. Let's go on to Twitter.
Let's not get banned this week.
No.
Oh my god, that so pissed me off last week. And I watched my tongue. How the hell do you spell Suzuki? I can't spell this.
Suzuki.
Like I just had a lot of letters. I'm no closer. Right. Okay. I'll find it when I find it, guys. Like the pressure to understand spelling right now is too much for me. Okay. He'll be so look M. Look, I'll just look it up here. There's Miro. There's Nicholas Jackson. Is he not on the roster page?
I don't think so. I posted in the chat if you want to.
You just posted, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's.
Oh, what a nut!
So
that'll be.
She's the one that with the gimmick headbutt, right?
Yeah.
And he does this.
Yeah.
So what happens there? The world explodes?
I think so.
I don't know, but this is wrestling.
This is it, baby.
Yeah.
Murder Grandpa.
That is, it's just a ludicrous idea. But it's got the publicity, so that's something
For
they
sure.
wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, baby.
The TJ. Wait, what is this promotion? TJPW's
Okay, so-
Grand Princess 24.
Okay, so I know a lot about Tokyo Joshi Pro because I go to Pro Wrestling Eve here, which is the biggest female wrestling company in Europe, and they've actually had Maki Ito down here and stuff. And every so often they have they're a promotion based on characters above everything else. Every wrestler has a distinct character. They're like comic book characters instead of like nothing is grounded in reality. There's like a Monster Hunter character who's running around as a wrestler right now. And Minoru Suzuki's been doing these intergender, not comedy, but like less serious matches for a while now. And this is just the latest one. he's done for Tokujoshi Pro.
Okay, so this is going to add up to something here with, say, he's been doing intergender matches, because Davey in the comments says Minoru Suzuki had a win-loss record in 2023, 78 wins, 44 losses, and 4 draws. So that, and he's 55. So that is a hell of a lot of matches. But if he was wrestling intergender matches, well, he kind of looks older than that.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah. He's looked 50 since he was like 20. So
Yeah, exactly. No, good luck to him if this is what's. And like one of the comments here, someone like versus Maki Ito, someone says R.I.P. Suzuki. Get destroyed.
He's done.
And then it says, look, this is look. I'll be careful with these comments here. But someone says it's sad when grandpa and granddaughters fight.
Yeah.
The thing about Maki Ito is, I believe she had a match with Nick Gage in GCW.
Wow.
Sense.
What's your general feelings on Nick Gage, guys? I'll be honest. I really don't like him. I just don't agree with him as a concept. Yeah.
As a person, he's fine, but as a concept,
as a person, I'm sure he's awful. And look, Nick Gage, if you're watching, if I don't like you, then it must mean that you're doing well as you're wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
My suspicion is that you're not actually that good, and you just come across like a douchebag. So who knows?
Yeah, it seems like he's just a lot of smoke and mirrors and not in the right way. You know what I mean?
But like, wasn't he he robbed a bank, right?
I don't know.
That was like legit. This was like like this was an episode of Dark Side of the Ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nick Gage robbed the ring, and I think he also died for like 2 minutes. But the most memorable thing about Nick Gage I know is during AEW Dynamite when they had the Jericho match, and the pizza cutter came out, they cut to an advert for Domino's.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's called synergy in the business world.
Yeah, but apparently Domino's were so angry.
Yeah, of course. They pulled advertising. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So who here did see we haven't really spoke on Raw too much, but who here saw Dynamite this week? Yeah. So one of the things from it, obviously main event, Rob Van Dam wrestling in a main event on TV in 2024.
Wow. Okay.
And he's still good. He's still good. He jumped to the top rope and he had to readjust his position. I was like, oh, Rob, this is why.
Shut up, Dave. You jumped to the top rope and jumped.
It's true.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's no easy feat. And he's doing that.
I'm not saying that it's easy. Right. What my point was going to be, this is why when you're like starting out in the business, you can either choose that you're going to go like the Rob Van Dam, AJ Styles kind of direction, or you can go the Randy Orton route and just decide, look, it's like I'm just going to put a sleeper hold on.
No dives.
And, my high flying will be the drop kick, and then you'll be able to keep doing that.
He dropped the drop kick.
Yeah. I was guilty of that. You weren't seeing me going off the top.
Yeah, man.
Wait, so Gav, you're saying you're a bottom? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Just to be clear.
Hit me at the bottom. I'll have mummy on top all the time. So, hey.
Mummy is always on top. There you go.
Oh my god.
I don't like that they've minimized the stuff between Rhea and Dominic recently. Like that hasn't been as much of a thing. That was like so good for a long time. But obviously, with Rhea doing her own stuff, Dominic's being a little bit more
mad about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, like it's interesting that what's his name, Buddy Matthews. Now I was going to say Murphy. It's just sort of like doing nothing in AEW. It feels like he needs to try to get back to WWE. And like the rumor for a year now has been that whole group kind of want out. Yeah. So at some point it probably will happen.
And they've got extension on their contract, right?
Have they?
I'm not too sure. I heard a little rumor, but
okay.
Speaking of that, I want to speak about that.
Orange.
Anthem are being scumbags. They're forcefully extending people's contracts.
Oh yeah, Josh Alexander.
And they don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing though, but like there must be some provision within the contract so they can do that. Like what
Yeah.
what is it that he obviously agreed to
I
say
was gonna
that
say, I think
was he
you get
injured or
like I think there's a option to actually before when you get the actual contract, there's an option to keep you on for another year or so. I think.
Yeah.
So
Like, and Joshua Alexander did not want it. He said,
he
"I
didn't
don't
want
want
it,
to do
but the
this."
company did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Another company did this a few years ago. Lucha Underground. They
Yeah.
did this too.
oh
They
my god,
signed
yeah.
up the contracts and they wouldn't let them out.
Yeah. Oh my god, actually, hang on, guys. I don't know. I can't. For the life of me, I could never tell you who the wrestler was. But the amazing story from about a year ago was that there was like a luchador wrestler who was saying, "I have to put out this thing on Twitter, this statement saying I'm asking Lucha Underground to release me from my contract. I'm not able to feed my family." And it turned out they'd released him 6 months earlier, and he just hadn't been taking bookings basically for his own fault. And they were like, "Oh no, it wasn't Lucha Underground. It was ML. Was it MLW?
MLW.
MLW.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was MLW." And they were like, "Yeah, we released you a long time ago. You could have taken bookings." But
That's crazy.
there's probably more to it where it doesn't make the guy sound quite as like
Smart.
stupid.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was something to do with his like, I don't speak English. The contract was in English.
Oh no.
As far as I know, I'm still under contract, but they won't return my calls. And they
Yeah.
were probably like, "Oh, that Mexican guy keeps phoning us up.
calling us.
We don't understand what he's saying." You know, something about contract. You know,
Oh boy. I did love Lucha Underground though. That was a fun little like.
I've only ever seen clips of it. Like,
Yeah,
I
same.
don't know that we ever got it in the UK.
It was on Netflix for a while, and I watched as much as I could, and then they took it down.
Yeah.
What about Revolution? What are we thinking for that?
Okay, well, I
pay-per-view?
do have the matches up for it, but
me too.
Go for it, Corey. Hit me with one.
Well, Sting and Darby versus the EVPs. What we thinking?
Hey, it's probably going to have to be the EVPs, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's
And then they can actually work off of that. They can brag
Is Ric
about that
Flair
for the rest of
gonna-
their lives. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Is Ric Flair gonna have some presence in this?
He had a meeting with the EVPs about it, so
And
maybe he'll be in their corner.
Wikipedia says he is for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, going by the new direction of the Young Bucks, doesn't it feel like Ric Flair is going to fit in with them better as their manager?
I was just
I
about to
think
say.
that's what's going to happen because he had a meeting on Dynamite with them. That door closed, we didn't see what happened. So I think maybe he'll low blow, Sting or something,
Unless it's a bit of a swerve. Yeah.
No, Swerve's in another match. He's in a match
Oh,
with
sorry, my
Hangman
bad.
and Samoa Joe. Who's going to win that one?
Well, if it was the main event, which it won't be because of the Sting match, then I'd say maybe it should be Swerve. If this is just if they're gonna do a world title change, not as the main event, I think they're gonna like Hangman shouldn't be in it. Hangman is like the Becky Lynch of AEW.
Have you seen his mustache, David?
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. It's the Becky Lynch of AEW. It's the mustache, right? But like, yeah, I've completely gone off Hangman page in like the last year.
Go ahead, yeah.
Hangman or Logan Paul?
Ooh.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Like I never knew what a Logan Paul was until he was in the wrestling. Right?
No. Forget his energy drink. You want to get the Rock's Zoa energy drink.
You've got the Rock's energy drink.
Of course I do.
How much was that?
40 Canadian dollars, which is only a pence in your money, I think.
I just love that when I asked you've got that, you were like, "Of course I do."
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing
I came
stuff.
to play.
What flavor is that, Corey?
Yeah.
Gasoline, I think. It's
It's got to be tequila.
But yeah, Samoa Joe's going over, we think, in that one? The championship?
I think so.
It'll be a shame for Swerve should be someone that they can make into a star. Like, obviously, he was in WWE.
Yeah.
But
Hangman takes the pin. Samoa Joe. Or takes passes out or whatever.
Maybe. I would say Swerve, other than the fact that this isn't going to be the main event. They shouldn't do a
Yeah.
title change.
Yeah.
And not exactly.
Wherever-
If it was the main event, swear for sure. But
Yeah, exactly.
what about Tony and Tiana, the virtuoso?
I don't care.
Come on,
Tony probably.
Tony.
Tony's doing the
Tony.
best work in the company right now.
I was going to say she's the most
No,
over.
Christian Cage is still doing the best work in the
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
But I mean, I love the gimmick of having half the screen black and white and half in
Yeah.
color. Did you see that on? Funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm in two minds about it.
I love a gimmick,
Like, I
David.
watched the part of that. Well, I actually watched the whole match, and I was there thinking, and again, I'm coming in cold. I haven't watched it in a long time. I was there thinking, who's the heel and who's the face?
And that, I think Tony Storm is
Yeah.
meant to be the heel.
Wait, isn't that just AEW in general?
Yeah. I was just like,
I
maybe I'm
think Tony Storm's got the better gimmick, but she's
Yeah,
meant to be a bad guy because she's
See, this is the thing. Every time someone gets a good gimmick, if they're a heel, then fans just love it. So,
MJF
Yeah.
baby, yeah.
yeah.
And what about that nasty bump Madison took?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that
It
was
was
a bit
stiff
mad.
DDT. It was.
Has anyone heard anything following that?
She looks a bit. I was going to say
She didn't
I'm looking
answer
at-
my text, David. I don't know. I tried.
She came across
Damn.
really slow before that as well. They were
Yeah,
actually.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know if she injured her shoulder before that, but they were kind of moving pretty slow. And I noticed that Diana didn't actually lay in when she was hitting her.
Mhm.
So was she hurt before that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. I need to watch it back. I kind of like. I literally finished Dynamite about 9 minutes before this show, just
Wow.
to get through it. But okay, something else in the comment there here. Hangman is the antagonist in the story and likely goes full heel at the pay-per-view, likely joining up with the Bucks. I could see that could happen maybe in a week or two. I don't think it will happen at the pay-per-view because I think there'll be too many. Even if the Bucks win the tag titles, the last shot of the pay-per-view is going to be Sting.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
It's, even if whatever happens, if Sting loses, and I don't think it'll be Darby taking the loss. I think it'll be Sting on his back if he's taking the loss.
Yeah.
Maybe Sting loses, and then at WrestleMania XL, he comes out and challenges Triple H.
I was going to say Taker.
No, yeah, I've been saying what my dream WrestleMania match this year is that after Revolution, Undertaker is on Raw, and people's like, oh, what's Undertaker doing? And he's just like, they're like, one more match. He's like, no, Undertaker isn't going to have one more match. But Mark Calloway has some unfinished business.
Callous Mark
Steve
Calloway.
Gordon.
Yeah, and literally Steve Gordon, Undertaker is retired, Sting is retired, but Steve Gordon versus Mark Calloway.
We're going to have a walk-in frame match.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I saw a photo of the Undertaker earlier. I don't know if I can find it. But I was just like, why are you wearing this at appearances? He's like, I have to protect my gimmick for 25 years. He was just in like high socks and then like lime green shorts, stood there with Bret Hart. He looked awful. Let's see if I can find it. Undertaker.
I think I saw that actually.
Did you see it?
I think
Let's
I
see if
did,
I can
yeah.
find this.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think that if they're going to do the match, they need to at least wear the makeup because, or else it's just going to be so sad to look at.
Oh no, they'll wear the makeup.
Oh, yeah.
It's what they would do if they did do that match. It would be like when Goldberg was like, Brock Lesnar, you're last, and then he's just like, the next night he's like, Stephanie's like, why don't you have another world title shot? And he's like, fine. Okay, so check this out, guys. Okay, it wasn't lime green shorts; it was the green shirt, but. Like, check out that kid's face here when he's just looking. He is eye level with the Undertaker's knobbly knees. It's just like,
He's going to go somewhere else with that.
Yeah, I know, me too. Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But he needs to hide that.
He needs to protect the gimmick more. I think. I mean, I was never a fan of him. He's a YouTuber now. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a podcast.
When he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, literally it was the Undertaker TED Talk.
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
never
Yeah.
seen anything like it. Clearly, it was a sales pitch for I'm going to be running these kind of one-man shows.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
And you know what? I was actually surprised with that, his Hall of Fame speech, because I actually watched him on the Joe Rogan show beforehand,
Yeah.
and I was just like, wow, like I now see why he doesn't talk too much, because it was pretty
Really?
vanilla, you know. And then I was just like, this, like, I was expecting more from him. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
See, the
yeah.
thing
When
about
this
The
Hall of Fame-
Undertaker, the
Sorry?
thing about The Undertaker, like one of the best stories, which I'm sure on his podcast on YouTube, we'll learn more about this. But one of my favorite Undertaker stories was, like, whether this is true or not, that at WrestleMania 14, after the screw job had happened,
Yeah.
that is Shawn going to put over Stone Cold?
Yeah,
Apparently, Taker just sat there, taped up his hands, and then once he did the job, he took the tape off again, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that sounds such a good story, but then literally Undertaker was then Shawn Michaels' retirement match. So clearly they couldn't have been too non-buddy-buddy, They had to
I
be...
don't think there were bodies back then.
Maybe they
I
weren't
mean,
back then.
basically,
Sorry.
until Shawn Michaels became Christian again,
Exactly.
he pissed everybody off.
Right.
Hello, Sean, you're on.
Yeah, go ahead, Dev.
Yeah, he pissed everybody off, and like he was disliked by everyone except Vince.
And Marty Jannetty. Him and Marty
Yeah.
Jannetty famously got.
And he basically had Nash and Hall protect him, like in backstage and stuff. And even in the Young Rock, they wanted to use him, but they couldn't, as the asshole who kept the Rock from getting opportunities.
And I think there's another story between Rock and Sean that go way back to his grandmother, Rock's grandmother, is it?
What, Shawn hit that? Oh, man. Right.
He's a sexy boy.
There you go. So I don't know, something to do with
No, more like
Sean
basically,
disrespecting. Or
Shawn promised to wrestle for his grandmother, but then never showed up. And made her lose a lot of money.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because she was a promoter. That's right. Yeah. Guys, Cage or Garcia? Who's winning in that match? Do we know?
Cage.
Christian.
Yeah.
What about?
Like
See, him
Daniel
and
Garcia,
Chris Nana's got to do a dance together.
if Daniel Garcia takes the TNT title, it kind of kills the whole patriarch
Yeah,
story.
totally. It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edge is injured now, right?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then what else is on Wardlow? Who saw Wardlow's promo from Dynamite?
It was good. Fire. It was fiery promo. He's in the Meaty Madness match.
Yeah.
Apparently that's what it's called. It's called Meat Madness.
Okay.
I'm not joking to you. It's
Madness is
Wardlow.
apparently a triple threat with Wardlow, Hobbs, and someone else.
I was going to say, shouldn't Big E get like a percentage out of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. Meat Madness match. If you watched Wardlow's promo, he was like, "I'm hungry," and it stank of Ryback.
Oh, really?
Oh no, TBA.
Feed me
I
more.
hope it's Brian Cage. I hope
Yeah.
it's Brian
Oh,
Cage.
that makes more
Brian-
sense.
Brian Cage,
Brian Cage was
Takeshita.
he was on the main event of the of Dynamite last night as well.
What are those?
Takeshita
Bear
is with
Boulder, and those other guys that remember that?
Takeshita is with Osprey, so he can't be that.
Yeah,
They're fighting each other though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hate these WWE like promoted match, like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match, the Mountain Dew Code Red match. But this one makes sense. Arby's, the American sandwich company, should sponsor the Meat Madness match, and they should wrestle with just Reuben sandwiches scattered outside the ring so we get pushed out.
The Mountain Dew match, was that the LA Knight Bray Wyatt glow in the dark match?
Bray's last match. Yeah.
I think at some point, like, we should have another, like, a glow in the dark match again. I like it.
Yeah.
It was a fun
I have had a Naomi match. Naomi
It was awful, but for the final Bray Wyatt match, look, no disrespect, it wasn't the great match. If we play Slam Jam back from a year ago, I was like, this match was awful. So I'm not going to pretend that I didn't think it was awful.
Yeah.
Just because my favorite moment from it, the last time quite possibly that we will ever see Uncle Howdy, was him being thrown and landing or missing and landing on a cushion or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Now, would you be interested in Uncle Howdy coming back?
Yeah, why not? Do something to sort of pay tribute in WWE.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Bo Dallas has been posting stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think he's under contract still, but they don't use him, right? So he's just been doing his own stuff.
I believe him and Liv Morgan are running a farm together or something.
They're running a what? A farm?
A farm, yeah.
That is so random.
They get married, don't they? They get married.
I think so.
Bo Dallas is with Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder he's still under contract, but Jesus. Wow.
Sure they're getting married. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that Bo Dallas could do better.
Yeah, no, right. Okay, well, exactly. Liv Morgan can do better. This is insane.
I know, David.
Right, but no, okay. So what is this phenomenon that's happening now? Of all of the wrestling couples, the women are like superstars, and they just marry like the loser roster men. Like Charlotte's with Andrade, Rhea's with Buddy Murphy.
Those are two fine guys.
Power couple, like even Becky. The joke is you're wearing your wife's shoes, Seth. Right? And Roman was right. Where's the example where and I was not most complimentary to Becky earlier, but she is definitely a bigger star than Seth nowadays.
He's the man.
Where is the example of where the man is the man?
Miz and Maurice.
Who?
Even there.
Miz and Maurice.
I want to see Maurice more than Miz.
Maurice. You know what? Well, okay. The only thing I'll say on that to continue my theme. So first of all, that was super sad and worrying that Maurice's got health problems at the moment.
Yeah.
So hopefully that all works out really well. The only thing I'll say on that front is, even though the Miz is like the ultimate company man after John Cena and will do whatever. Look. The show was called Ms. and Mrs., which is literally just Miss and Mrs., right? And also, he got pinned by Snoop Dogg after a single punch last year at Mania. So,
that's because
David, again, I'm going to bring up the defense. Have you ever been punched by Snoop Dogg? I don't think so. If you did.
No, this is true. Yeah, I can't jump onto the top rope.
You can't jump on the top rope.
And I can't take a punch from Snoop.
You can't.
To be fair, I'll give Snoop Dogg credit.
That guy's got the smoke,
Yeah.
I'll give Snoop Dogg credit because he saved that segment because Shane decided to act like he's Vince and blow out his quads.
And that is the last time we see Shane ever.
Ever. Yeah. They just started he still got it chant, and then he literally blew his quads. It's not funny, poor guy. But then, so the Miz, because who did Miz lose against the night before? Was it Pat McAfee? Was that what they did?
So, yeah.
Right. So he lost to Pat McAfee, and now it's going to be that he loses to Shane McMahon. And suddenly, this is my favorite surprise wrestling result ever. Like Hardcore Holly actually winning the Hardcore title at that WrestleMania 16 or whatever. That was one. That was cool. Yeah. But the best surprise result ever is the Miz laying there thinking, I once main evented Mania, and now I'm getting pinned by Snoop Dogg after a single punch. A non-wrestler. Well, actually, I say a non-wrestler. Do you remember Snoop in AEW?
Yeah.
Where he got to the top rope, and he's like, no, he was literally trying to work. He was like, this is higher up than I thought. Normally I go high, but not this high, right? And then he did the worst splash ever.
That's good. It's a good match.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
The only worst bump was when Vince took the stunner. Yeah.
We replayed it a few times on here, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Do you still have that, Corey?
I don't have it handy. It's so good.
And Austin is literally peeing himself laughing at it. And that was the last thing that Austin has done in WWE as well.
That's right.
Because he main evented the night before, and then that night he's trying to give the stunner to Vince
to a corpse.
He can't do it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's too funny. That is too funny. Okay, guys, we'll begin to wrap things up here anyway. But is it? I'll check to see if there's any breaking news. But is there anything that we haven't covered that we should have covered?
Ooh.
Well, maybe we've covered it.
When is Revolution? Is it this week?
It's not this. So this week, I don't think so.
Elimination Chamber.
I think it's a week on Sunday, right? Let me check.
Yeah.
Revolution.
Because TMA has their first pay-per-view post Scott tomorrow.
Ah. Wow.
All right.
What, tomorrow? Yeah, they do the Friday thing nowadays, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the big news is the Boogeyman hasn't wrestled in WWE in almost a decade, so it's time. It's time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have. So Madison Rain addressed his injury scare after AEW Dynamite, and let's see. She says, "Hi, I'm okay, thanks. So much to everyone who celebrated my Dynamite return and checked on me afterwards. Tony Khan told me to say this. Joking, but look at this. Yeah, she says she's fine. So
good.
I don't know.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay, then. On that note, let's find out where we can find everyone. I don't think we've got an official champion of the week, so I'm going to say it's all of us. Well, okay. So look, I'm gonna. Oh God, have I got? Okay, I've got here a Pro Wrestling Almanac and Book of Facts from 2001.
Right.
Let's put you guys to the test. I'll give you one question
before
each.
Gav was born. It's not fair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you one question each, and if we still end up with a tie, then we'll whistle it down. You will get it. So okay, let's have a look here. Where's some results or something? Okay, inactive championships. So get ready on the buzzers. So much for one question each. We're going to do a buzz around. Who was the last ever AWA World Heavyweight Champion? Gav?
I was saying no. I'm out.
Oh, you're out. Shit. No,
Yeah,
okay, it's too hard for
AWA.
you guys. Too hardcore. Right. Okay.
Who was it, by the way?
It was Larry the Biscuit Savisco.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to an easier one. Oh wait, this is 2001. This isn't the end. Right. Well, it should be actually 2001. Who was? Hey, who? Oh yeah. Who? What? Yeah. This is not fully up to date. Who was the last ever ECW World Champion before being sold to WWE?
Oh, Rhino.
Yes, is the correct answer, Corey. Okay, I'll ask two more questions on this same note. So, according to this, who was the first ever WWF Hardcore Champion? Come on. Yeah, Gav?
Mick Foley.
No.
No?
Yes, sorry. Yes, you are correct. Right, okay. No, I'm joking. Yes, you are correct. Okay, but see, look, you are correct. But who was the first person to win it in a match? Because this doesn't actually list it. But you're right.
Raven.
So who did Mick Foley lose it to?
Did you say Raven or Maven?
I said Raven.
Imagine Maven.
Yeah.
Actually, Maven probably has been hardcore champion.
I think he has.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you. It was Big Boss Man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Big Boss Man won it from Foley. Okay.
The guy the Undertaker killed.
Last question. Yeah. Last question. Who was... Okay, so who did Macho Man Randy Savage defeat to become WWF World Champion? Gav?
The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Yes, is the correct answer. Oh, so that means Corey and Gav. There is a
Oh,
tie here.
that's
I'll
all
ask one more random
What's
question.
Corey?
Dave, I gotta bow out. I gotta head
What?
out. Actually, yes. So
Then
Gav is the
you
champion.
sacrifice
Oh,
it.
you are.
Sacrifice it. Literally, I was just doing this so we had a winner.
We'll
Corey,
be
where
tag
can people
champs.
find you? Corey, where can people find you?
At Corey Birch on Instagram, X, and maybe here next week, my friends. Thank
Awesome.
you. Goodbye.
Dev, where can the people find you?
Then you find me on Twitch and TikTok under the name FUUDAT.
Okay, and Gav, where can the people find
I
you?
was going to say, normally I say don't follow me. But I've noticed that there's a few people that's on here that found me already. So you can find me on X. I was going to say Twitter at the best Gav.
Awesome stuff. And my name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky. Check out all of the channels, YouTube, X, etc., for the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. Lots of big stuff in the works, and I can't wait to reveal it soon. But with that, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay extreme, and ciao for now. Boom. And we're off the air.